Something I've noticed over the years is that airsoft guns are starting to look very similar to one another. While there's definitely going to be differences between your M4s and your AKs, most of them are going to have key mod, M-lock, or some other sort of attachment system for accessories that you can mount onto it, and airsoft guns, in my opinion, are starting to lose some of their individuality. They're all starting to look the same. So in today's video, I want to talk to you guys about 5 airsoft guns you really don't see very much on the field anymore. What's up, Airsofters? My name is Lane, and welcome back to the BB Warrior. We're here to help you have a better time both on and off the airsoft field through our educational content. If you enjoy videos like these, I'd love it if you joined our community by hitting that subscribe button down below. While you're at it, hit the bell icon next to it to get updates when we post brand new videos here on the channel. So the first gun that I want to talk about today is the P90. And I know, upon first impressions, you're probably going to say, Lane, no one wants the P90 because it's ugly. And while you did hurt the P90's feelings, I think that it has some really great advantages. The first off being that it is an excellent CQB gun. Because it's so short and you don't have to worry about the magazine coming down because it is that kind of fed from the top system, it's really compact and really easy to use. And the best part is there's still some fantastic ones out there despite the fact that they are kind of rare. So you can still find the Tokyo Marui P90, which has been kind of hailed as one of the best AEGs that has ever been made. I've seen a lot of crazy builds with the TM P90 where people have been able to get them almost dead silent because it uses the V6 gearbox, I believe. But there are other options out there. You're going to have the Cyber Gun, which is made by Cyma, I believe, and We also offers a gas blowback one, which they had teased for like 10 years. I'm actually kind of surprised it came out. To me, it's like Star Citizen, where it just kind of keeps on getting teased but never comes out. So yeah, there is variety for the P90 that is still available. However, I feel like the reason why it's kind of fallen off the radar is that yes, it's not the most attractive airsoft gun out there, but at the same time, through, the licensing wars that happened a couple of years ago, less and less companies are able to offer it because, it is an FN product. The second model of gun that I want to talk about for today is the M14, which to me is a little bit odd that people aren't using these. Now, specifically, I want to talk about the EBR, because I feel like it should be a little bit more popular because it still has kind of a modern design. It's been used in the box art for a lot of recent video games. Like I know Battlefield 4 prominently featured that gun. I'm kind of surprised that not a lot of people use them because they are more modern than their other counterparts. A lot of companies make the M14 as well. You have G&G, who makes the EBR and a wooden version. You have Cyma, who makes more versions than I can count. G&P, you can still find the TMs, which are fantastic. So there's a lot of variety out there, and I'm sure that there's companies that I am forgetting. I feel like a lot of people aren't using this because, well, magazines. Because it doesn't take M4 magazines, I feel like it's just not as attractive to a lot of people. Working on the V7 gearbox is also kind of a pain. Like my dream airsoft gun, if I could have one airsoft gun for the rest of my life, would be an HPA M14 with some sort of stock so that I didn't have to run it off of a tank and line. However, they're so obnoxious to worry about the alignment that I'll never own that. Like, I love the gun from the All Gillied Up mission in Call of Duty 4, but that'll just never happen, unfortunately. The next gun that I want to talk about is actually going to be a category of guns, and that is shotguns. Now, I understand why people don't want to use shotguns as much, because they're harder to use, they don't use magazines, they're not semi-automatic in most cases. But we had a lot of progress in the last 3 or 4 years with various shotgun models. I'm thinking of things like the TM-870, the Jag Armed Scattergun, which is kind of a copy of that. The TM came out with a couple of different shotguns, like the KSG. They also had the AA-12. I know Classic Army had like a single shot variety. So I'm surprised that we're not seeing more development and more people using shotguns. But personally, if I had to take a guess why people aren't using them as much, there's no middle ground. I feel like there's really low-end shotguns and there's really high-end shotguns. There's nothing in that middle ground of like that $200 price point for something that's going to be good. Now I know that the Jag scatterguns are in the high 100s, but I feel like not a lot of people want to worry about gas. Some people would like something really nice and like a spring. Like I would really love like a nice SPAS 12 with the full stock, because I know someone's going to mention that ASG makes them. Like I want the full classic version of it, or just some kind of cooler, unique guns that no one's really come out with before. I'd love to see some more variety in this range, because I think that with a lot of events, especially like Survive Omega, there are a lot of game platforms that really, they give you an advantage for using a gun like this. And I'm surprised to say that not as many people use them as you might have seen before. For the fourth spot on this list, I want to talk about the Aughh. Now, myself, I've never been a huge fan of bullpups, and that might be why this gun isn't used as much. But truthfully, I kind of hope to see him again. They were featured in the new Call of Duty game as an SMG, which is kind of weird that they're shooting 9mm instead of their original caliber. But I hope to see a little bit more traction on them because of this, because they're kind of getting shown in the limelight. Hopefully more airsofters are like, man, that's cool, and they jump up on it. Now, there's not a lot of companies making the Aughh anymore, and they're all kind of bad. You're going to have JG makes some, ASG makes some, APS makes some. That's all that I can think of at the moment, except for the GHK gas blowback one, which is pretty neat, if I will say so myself. But yeah, I'm really surprised that you don't see this that often. It is an older firearm, don't get me wrong, but I think that they're kind of neat. They're definitely a unique thing to bring onto the field. Now, before we get into the last gun that I want to mention for today's video, what guns aren't you seeing on the field anymore, and what do you wish would make kind of a comeback in the airsoft world? Make sure to let me know down in the comments below, and why do you think some of these guns really just aren't used anymore? But the final product that I want to talk about for today is the JG S-System. And you might be saying, if you're a little bit newer airsofter, you might be saying, Lane, why are you talking about one specific model? If you're an older airsofter, you're probably thinking, oh my god, when was the last time I saw one of those? So not to sound like a boomer or anything, but back in my day, the JG S-System was the starter gun. If you were getting into airsoft, you bought a JG S-System because there wasn't this variety in the beginner to intermediate market like we see today. So for about $140 or so, you got the JG S-System, a gun that to this day is only marketed at shooting about 120 feet accurately. It featured a really bad plastic body, but all metal up front, including this huge, disgusting rail system. This gun was not good by any stretch of the imagination. I remember there was a day I sold an airsoft gun and I was waiting on a new one to come in, but I still wanted to play. And the field I was at had JG S-Systems as their rentals. What a day. I wish I had my GoPro back then because the gun was just so bad. First off, because the front was metal and the back was plastic, super front heavy. The plastic was all really, really cheap ABS plastic. The metal was not fantastic as well. Airsofters are just, especially new airsofters, are so spoiled nowadays. I am so jealous of what you guys are able to get for $140 versus what we could get for $140 back when I started playing. But this ugly, front-heavy monstrosity was really popular on the airsoft field. It was like what the Combat Machine or the ARP9 is today. That's what the JG S-System was. And they're still for sale. So if for whatever reason you want one of these, I believe the M4 from Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 is modeled after this gun. So, if you want to have like those old school, like original Modern Warfare vibes, that's cool. This gun's garbage though. I would not recommend it. And this is one of those guns that you don't see on the airsoft field anymore. I'm actually kind of happy that you don't. But that's going to do it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for staying until the end. I hope that you enjoyed. Again, what type of airsoft guns don't you see on the field anymore? Make sure to let me know down in the comments below, and maybe we'll continue this as kind of a series. I originally did one of these videos a couple of years ago, but it's one of those ones I thought, would be nice to revisit, because there's a lot of stuff that really you just don't see anymore through various reasons on the airsoft field. But if this was your first time here, I'd love it if you joined our community by hitting that subscribe button down below. While you're at it, hit the bell icon next to it to get updated when I post new videos. This has been Lane from the BB Warrior, talking about 5 more airsoft guns that you simply don't see on the airsoft field anymore. And I'll see you all next time.